Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking about a brand new collection from Chanel. And I only have one person to thank for this. Her name is Erin. I called her my Chanel girl for a while because if I went to Chanel, I only wanted to buy from her because she was such a sweetheart. And she actually messaged me on Instagram. I guess I wasn't following her because I didn't even get the message. You know how it goes through, like those little, like somebody wants to message you but it doesn't notify you. So I just got lucky that I even saw it. But anyway, she found me and she was like, hey girl, and she knows me, she's my Chanel girl. And she wanted to know if she gave me some samples, if I would do a video. I'm like, Chanel samples? Yes, ma'am. Come on now. Was that even a question? So anyway, she hooked me up with some goodies from the new holiday collection. They're not calling it the holiday collection. They're calling it Libre 2016. I'm not good with these Chanel names. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I will butcher something in 2 seconds. I butcher regular English. I mean, Chanel is just gonna have to understand. Anywho, so she let me take some screen grabs. I went into Chanel and like looked at the inspiration behind this collection. She told me a little bit about it and it's really, really nice. So I want to tell you about the inspiration behind the collection. In case you already know all this and you're just like, girl, no, I want to know what's on your eyes and your face and all that. This is where the tutorial starts. I gotta read off my phone because my memory is not that good. So the inspiration behind this is architecture and materials, neon, glass, rubber, fabric, building, roof tiles, a collection of contrast, matte, shiny, textures, satiny, colors, intensity, and light. And I completely can see that in this collection. Is probably why I actually really like this, is because I like rustic things. I love textures, and this really does embody it to me. Like, this eye look just makes me think of something industrial. And then the shine on this gloss though, like, can we talk about this for a second? So the collection, like a lot of brands, has things that are permanent and then things that are limited. I'm not sure which ones are which because I've just now started dabbling into Chanel, and if you watch my videos, you know that it's becoming one of my favorites, like Soleil Tan de Chanel. Love it. I loved the last red and brown quad I got. The last collection was like to die for. Whatever Chanel is doing right now, they are doing right. But I'm just going to talk about the things that I have in front of me. Let's talk about these lips first. So this right here is the Rouge Double Intensity. I'm probably saying the last word wrong, and I just see intensity, but it's an ultra long wearing. It has like a liquid lipstick and a gloss on the other side. This is what is on my lips right now, and this is in the shade Curious Orange. I just want to say Curious George. Like, anytime I hear Curious, I'm like, I think George. So, but I'm a weirdo. This is beautiful. Had no trouble putting this on. I only use the applicators in this, and it's good. Obviously, it's not going to be like kiss proof with the gloss on top, but this side does dry down to a matte finish. It's like a gel texture. It's really crazy. I have two of the Rouge Allure lipsticks, and these are both supposed to be long wearing. So this one is Ultrarose. These are so creamy and beautiful. You're not gonna be, I'm gonna have to swatch these and take pictures of them, but they are really creamy and really nice on the lips. I've been playing with this outside of the video just because I like to be able to test things before I do a video for the most part. And then this one right here is called Ultraberry. Yeah, I'm just gonna, those are it, but I'll insert swatches. She hooked me up with one of the nail polishes, and this is probably the one I would have picked anyway. This is the Longwear Liquid Mirror. It's kind of like the new chrome nails. It's really pretty and definitely industrial. This guy is probably my new favorite gel liner. I used this in, what is it? The Huda Beauty. I didn't show you guys because I didn't want to ruin it, but this right here is the Hyperblack Calligraphy de Chanel. So it is a gel liner, but what's funny about this is I noticed it didn't move on my eyes, and it actually went over that textured shadow pretty well, because I know I've tried to use like the Kat Von D, you might as well forget about it, and some of the other gel liners don't go over that kind of texture shadow very well, and this one It wasn't perfect, but it went over it, and somebody even asked me how did I get liner over it, and I meant to talk about it in the video, but I forgot to. So this stuff is really nice, and what was funny is I started to see that I wasn't noticing anything moving around, and then later on in the day I went to clean the brush that I used to put it on. Yeah, it didn't want to come out. And I was like, what the hell? And yeah, it's waterproof and does not move, and I can vouch for that. And I know now that as soon as I use this, I must clean my brush right then. I didn't use that liner in the tutorial today just because when I'm doing something really close to lash line, I like using my Tom Ford, but you could totally use it. This is gonna freak some people out, and I can see why it would, but I have it on today, and it's actually really nice. You just have to know how to put it on. And this is the Hyperfresh, yes, Hyperfresh blush, and it is the number 360. Blends out just like all the Chanel blushes. Chanel's blushes have become one of my favorites. I have been using them non-stop. I won't use this color every day, but it is really pretty. And I really wanted to put this right around the edge of my eye look I was going to do today, but then I was like, if I do pink and like this bluish steel color, I don't feel like I could wear a red lipstick, so I just kept it to the cheeks, but I was totally gonna use this on my eyes. The last thing, and my favorite thing from the collection, I'm probably going to go ahead and buy this because, you know, this is a sample. It just doesn't have the pretty packaging, that's the only difference, but this is amazing. This is the Architectonic, yeah, I think it's Architectonic. I don't know. But this is the Lost 5 Ombres, whatever. Like I said, I will butcher some Chanel. These are so pigmented, so buttery, so blendable, completely on par with the quality of that red quad that I loved. I didn't know if that was going to be continuing to be the case when I bought more Chanel eyeshadows, because I've heard that that was like the first one that was good. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The quality is 100% there. I'm probably going to buy this just because I want the pretty packaging to go along with it, and then I won't even have to use it. Like, it'll stay pretty because I have this. I'm psychotic. Before I start the tutorial, I want to just give a quick thank you to Erin. That's so sweet of you to do this for me. I really appreciate it. And check her out here on YouTube. You will not regret it. She is such a doll, and she definitely knows her stuff when it comes to Chanel way better than I do. So let's go ahead and start the tutorial. I have the Ultrawear foundation on. I just don't think I'm feeling it. I don't know, and apart from the shade is too light, so I don't know. Hopefully I don't look like a ghost in the camera, but if I do, yeah, the foundation's too light. I tried to warm it up the bronzer, but you know how that goes. Now I'm actually going to start off with the face, doing the blush, because I tend to like to do my face first. I like to do the buffing technique and everything before my eyes are done, because sometimes I can mess up my eyes. The only time I do my blush last is if I have no idea what like tones, what colors and stuff I'm about to put on my eyes. But obviously I know what I'm doing today. So I'm going to take this really intimidating blush and I'm going to pop it on. And I'm going to use the Wayne Goss number, I think it's number 2. Yeah, the number 2 brush. And the reason I'm going to use this is because it's really, really soft. So it's not going to pick up too much product. And then I'm going to tap off, and then I'm going to lightly apply. So the trick with this is to just not put too much on so you don't look like a clown. So I'm going to tap in here, tap off the excess. And I'm going to start by just kind of tapping it on to see. Okay, so not so bad. Look, this is totally doable. And then I'm going to buff it into my skin. And I'm bringing it a little further back because I don't want that shade of pink just right on the apples of my cheeks. And of course, we know the buffing technique will soften this up as well. I'm going to go in with my Sicily powder, and the color I use is 01 Irisy, and I'm going to use my La Mer powder brush and buff this out. I'm going to highlight using my Hourglass strobing powder in Brilliant. You guys know this is like my favorite. I'm using this because I don't want something too strong today. It picks up in the light really nicely, but out in like daytime and in the sun and whatnot, it looks so beautiful and natural. So yeah, I actually think that the blush is really, really pretty. It blended out really nicely. You just have to know how to put it on. Pick your softest brush and just lightly do it. So let's go on to the eyes. I'm only going to be using the palette from Chanel and then this shadow right here. This is Max Blanc type. I've already set my primer with that on my eyes. And you can use any kind of bone colored shadow that's suitable for your skin tone. Mac Brulee is nice, and Anastasia Fresh, those will work. And I'm going to start off by kind of mixing the Blanc type with the dark gray tone in the palette so that we have a nice lighter gray tone to kind of map out where we're going to go. I'm taking a 217 and I'm going to go straight into the crease with this first. And I'm kind of going to take this and I'm going to do a different kind of shape. I'm going to buff it up in this corner right here and follow along my crease and just keep going in little circles right here. It's going to open up my eye shape and it's going to make my nose look slimmer, let's be real. But you can see how nicely that worked with the bone color shadow mixed in with the other color. I'm going to continue this until I have the transition shade up as high as I want it. So I'm going to bring this up just a little bit, but I'm not going to really flick it out this way. Instead of coming out this way in the triangle like I normally do, I'm bringing it up here. Have a clean blending brush ready for you so you can always just keep buffing on this inner corner so it's soft. This is a Sephora number 19. The only trick to this inner corner is kind of just being sloppy and just pushing it. As long as you don't have too much product on your brush, it's not going to be too much. I'm picking up the darkest shade of blue in the palette, the far left, and I'm carving out my crease right here. Just back and forth motion, same brush. Slowly adding in the color. But I'm only going into the crease right away because that's where I want the majority of the color. And then on this outer V right here, just so everything ends up blended. And then I'm buffing it on this inner corner, but I'm not bringing it up as high as I did the transition shade. When there's almost no product left on the brush, I'm just going to feather it right outside of the crease. Just add a little bit of that blue to the transition, but not as deep as we've got the crease. And on this inner corner. Back in with a clean blending brush to soften everything up. With a MAC 221, I'm going into the crease as well with the shimmery blue shade. I'm just kind of deepening up the crease just a little bit and adding a little bit of that shimmeriness to the crease, but I'm not being specific, I'm just flopping this in there really quickly. Same 221, and now I'm going in with that deep gray shade. Again, deepening up the crease, but I'm not taking this into this corner right here. I'm going to leave it alone. I just want to deepen up the crease, so windshield wiper motions and the outer V right here. MAC 242, and I'm going in with the darker of the two silver shades. I'm just putting this on the lid up to the crease, but not surpassing. Lower lash line, I'm going in with the deepest blue to the far left and smoking out the lower lash line, meeting up on this outer edge here. And this is a NARS contour brush. Same brush, dark gray shade, only on the outer half of this eye of the lower lash line. Come on, Mel. Back in with a MAC 242 and the brightest silver shade right on the inner corner, and then also right on the front part of the lower lash line, and just blend it out. Tom Ford eye definer pen, and I'm just gonna tightline like right up against my lashes, a little bit of black liner. Had a tiny bit of fallout, so I cleaned that up, and now I'm taking the MAC chromographic pencil in NC15 and W20 to brighten my eyes in the waterline. I'm going to add some mascara, and it only seems fitting to use Volume de Chanel, and then we'll see if I want to put on false lashes. Okay, so no, I don't feel like putting lashes on, so I'm not going to. Feel free if you want to, though. And I was going through the lipsticks trying to decide which one I wanted to put on, but I really just want to know how this formula is, so I'm going to put this on, and this is Curious Orange. So let's do this. So first we put on the red side. Okay, so far, color gorgeous. It's kind of like a gel texture. It's very strange. I was fully anticipating like the traditional like liquid lipstick, almost like thick feeling. I don't know. But this is very different than anything I have put on my lips before, and it's starting to dry. I'm going to wait until it's completely dry, and then I'm going to put on the gloss. So I'm just sitting here waving my lips. So I think it's pretty dry. It feels still kind of like a gel. It's very strange. But I'm going to put on the opposite side here, and let me just tell you, I love that this is black and not see-through, because obviously this is going to get a little tinge of red to it, and I can't stand kind of like clear brow gel when you can see and like it used to be clear and then it's like gross looking. So I appreciate that this is black. I really do. And it's got a brush tip. The other side was a traditional doe foot. That gave this the most enameled, vinyl, most gorgeous high shine I've ever seen. Like, this is beautiful and it feels good on my lips, so A+. Anywho, let me know what you guys think about this tutorial, about the collection, everything down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Those eyeshadows are amazing. This feels so good. Not super keen on the foundation, but everything else was really, really nice. And check out Erin if you have the chance, especially if you love Chanel, because she's always got the goods. I will leave her link down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.